Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Shores One Story. I'm your host and I'm back from training. Woo! I have been back in my hometown, well, not hometown, my placement for about 5 days. I came back on Wednesday at around 3:15 p.m. It was very hot, which I was surprised because I thought it would be cool since I'm in the mountains, but no, that was not the case. I taught at 2 of my schools already. I'm going to be teaching at my 3rd tomorrow, and this week it is sports day, sports day week. Yeah, I'm going to be talking about that a later date. Today, I wanted to talk to you about the training and how it went. What happened? What did I do? That kind of stuff. So, without further ado, I shall start the story. At 6:30 a.m., I took the bus from Takayama all the way to Shinjuku. I arrived there around 12-ish. I caught 2 trains successfully. I did not go on the wrong train or the wrong way. I was kind of freaked out that I would, but I did it. Anyways, I got there. I got to the destination. I checked in, got my cool key card, and I sat. I just was so tired. I laid down for an hour, and then I decided to explore the area of Saitama. And to my surprise, I actually did find something exciting, and that was a book off. If you don't know what a book off is, it is a store that sells many, many books. There is a lot of off-branded stores here. At least there used to be when I was an exchange student. Off House, Hard Off, Book Off are the 3 well-known ones, I think. I've never been to a Hard Off, but it sounds kind of funny. Anyways, Book Off. It was great. I found such cool things, mainly because they don't only sell books, but they also have CDs, DVDs, that kind of stuff. So I found the K-pop aisle, and I found Twice's headphone album, maybe the 2nd album that they made, and that was crazy. It was like a box and everything. I found their Ready to Be album too, so that was exciting. If you're a Twice fan, put something in the comments saying that you're a Twice fan. And let me know who you like. I like Momo. Anyways, I'm off tangent already. The episode hasn't even started. Anyways. Oh gosh. Anyways, I couldn't buy anything because you know my situation. If you don't, I think you can listen to episode 21. Yeah, and then I'll be there. Anyways, yeah, I went there, and then I think I just walked around. I went to 7-Eleven to fill my, what's it called? My Passmo card up, because you can do that. You can put money on your train card at 7-Eleven. It's really handy, very convenient. They didn't have that when I was there last time, so that was really nice. Then I think I went back to my dorm and just did nothing again. And then I wanted to meet a friend who was also coming to the training, and they went around the town, but I couldn't meet them. Anyways, they said they were at an Aeon Mall, so I went there, and that was close. It's pretty close to the dorm. It's 7 minutes away. So I went there, and it wasn't, I've been to many Aeon malls, and that was not the best. It was just one building, 3 floors, nothing really amazing. But they have a good grocery store, so we went there often to get bento stuff or whatever. But after that Aeon Mall visit, I decided to hit up a park. And that park was so nice. I just loved it. There's a nice fountain area in the middle, and it just was spraying water. So beautiful. And later I found out that they'd have a timed, or the fountains play with music sometimes. And I was there reading, and they played a Tchaikovsky piece with the fountain, and that was really awesome. Very nice while you're reading a book. It was quite nice. Anyways, I went there, and then I think when I was walking to the building, I saw a Yamachan. And if you don't know what a Yamachan is, it's a store that specializes in chicken wings. I think it was created in Nagoya, which makes sense because Aichi and Nagoya, their specialty is chicken wings, tebasaki. So I've been there before in Gifu City, so I wanted to go there again to say I made it and celebrate the upcoming training. So I went there. Did I have chicken wings? No, I didn't. I had karage and chahan, fried rice. It was great. It was very nice. I was trying to be careful with my budget, so I had to calculate and see what the best option was, and that's what I came up with, something that I could enjoy and still celebrate but also be on budget. So that's what I got. Then I went back to the place and I think I had a bath in my I had a bathtub in my dorm. So, and then I think I went to sleep and got ready for the next day, the first day of training. So that was exciting. Woke up, got breakfast, and it was great. Breakfast and the lunch at this place were surprisingly really good. The last time I went to a training, which was in December, I went for a translation event. During that time, the lunch, the breakfast was okay. The lunch and dinner were difficult because you always had to be there very early or you wouldn't get anything. And this time I was early, but they had a lot of stuff that you could select. So you could pick 2 of these items and then 1 meat and then get other things. And it was really nice. So really great. Although I was a bit worried about how it would work with my diet, but I ended up just not really caring about my diet. It was just too much. I was always going over anyways because I had 3 meals a day, so couldn't be helped. Anyways, yeah, so I had breakfast, met some people, talked to some people who were there, and it was really funny because I added someone on Instagram, and it shows you the mutuals. Well, we had a mutual, and it wasn't just any mutual, it was someone who I knew when I was an exchange student because we lived in the same dorm. Crazy. So that was awesome that we met. And after that, I think we just got ready for the day. I think I got my suit on, or maybe I had some of it on, but I maybe had to get my suit jacket. I don't remember, but I got that stuff ready, and we had to go to a big hall and find our number. So I was 17, so went there, met some people there, met all the participants really, and we kind of got oriented to the building and facilities. So just a little introduction, that kind of formal stuff, and then we split into 2 groups, and I think we had a tour of the building. We went to the library, and we were tasked to find books because this library is specifically for Japanese language Japanese culture, anything Japanese related, it's at this library. So it was amazing to be there and to see it. So I was interested in Japanese business language. I am interested in that. So I tried to find a book that had that. And I found this section and I found this book that said, learn Japanese through business cases. And I was like, that's great. But it's not what I wanted. So that was unfortunate. I also went to the second language acquisition part, I believe, and I found my old professor's book. And it's really cool because this professor was basically my mentor at my university. She was my Japanese language teacher, and she took me immediately under her wing. I became her TA the second semester of my first year. I did other TA-ships with her and that kind of stuff. So it was really cool to see that book at that place. And mind you, this book was published, just published when I was at university. So I know the book and I've read it before. So I checked it out just because this is really cool. It was kind of full circle because I want to be a Japanese teacher and I'm getting closer and taking this training. And she is a Japanese teacher. So that was really cool. Anyways, what happened after that? I think, after that we had a, what's it called? Koryukai is what it's called in Japanese. But what do you call it in English? Like a greeting event? We just mingle. That's what we did. We just mingled with each other to get to know each other. And that was good. We pulled a little number, so I forgot 5, and talked to those people. And then after, we kind of just talked to other people, and that was really good, really fun. The next day, we started class. So we had a full day based on, or maybe not, the first morning, the morning from 9:30 to 12:10 was orientation to the class and introduction to the foundation, Japan Foundation, introduction to us and the teachers and that kind of stuff. And then in the afternoon, we had our communication class. How to teach classes for communication. And that was really interesting. I can't go into too much detail about that, but we had that. And then what was it? I think we also had another greeting event, but this time it wasn't for us. It was for another group that was also there called the J-Leap group. And I have never heard of this group, but basically it's the opposite of JET, where they send Japanese people to teach Japanese in specifically America. So they found out their places that day, and we were able to meet them. So I'm not American, but I went, and it was really nice because I knew some people there because I saw them at breakfast and met some other people. But also there was teachers there that were really prestigious. Mainly one because she was the chair for the AAJT, which is the American Association of Japanese Teachers. It's a big organization, and I've heard of them before. So I saw her, and I have her email, and that was really cool to network with her and talk. Talked with some Japanese teachers that were there, and it was great. The third day was Culture Day. Or no, sorry. How was it? I forget. The second, just let me look at my schedule real quick because I forget what I did. Oh my goodness. It was really a blur. Everything right now, it just went so fast that I kind of forget what happened. Okay. So, Wednesday was, okay, so this is Thursday then. Thursday. We had, yes, culture focused class in the morning, and then we talked about resources in the second half of Thursday. Now, you might be wondering what a resource is. Like, if you've ever used an app to learn a language like Duolingo, or maybe if you're learning Japanese, and you might have experienced a hiragana or katakana app or kanji even, those are resources. So we went through that and we kind of shared what we use, and that was really helpful because a lot of the people there who are participants are really good at Japanese, and they know a lot of stuff that I don't, or I did know but not really in full detail. So, for example, the one person that I met before who had the mutual, we were talking and we became good friends, I think. But he was telling me about Yomitan and Anki, which I've heard about. But if you are learning Japanese, this is a really great tool for you if you can set it up. It's not that hard, but you need to follow a YouTube channel, video or whatever. But basically, you're making flashcards on Anki, and you have to manually put it in, and that's annoying. And it just takes a lot of time. Yomitan saves that because it can add dictionary stuff, or it has the capability to add words to Anki, and it has a lot of data that it can use basically from dictionaries. So you can get the word, it makes a sentence, or it finds a sentence. It might have an image even. You can put the audio if you want to. It's really cool. So that was great to have. And I was like, oh, I should do that. So I haven't quite yet set it up. I tried to, and it didn't work the way I wanted it to. So this week I will set it up, and really excited about that. But yeah, those are resources. So that was really good to have. Then the fifth day, this was Friday, we had group work that we had to do. So we had to, use what we've learned so far, communication, culture, resources, and come up with a lesson plan for a specific group of people, which was based on what communication class me to have an idea of who we were teaching, right? So you have to make a lesson plan for high school students, and there's more detail that you can put in. So I wanted to teach a class on keigo, which is business or polite Japanese, respectful language, which I like. So I wrote what I wanted to do. We were each tasked to write on a big piece of paper what we were thinking we wanted to do, what our interests were. And then we would show those to other participants and make a group of 4. So the day before that, I planned to be with 3 people, and we made sure to go early in the class to make a group. Unfortunately, it didn't happen because I think our topic was maybe a bit specific, or maybe some people found it maybe too easy because we already planned it and we already had the idea. So we all wanted to, or one person wanted to explore other options, and that left us with 3. And other people didn't want to join, so we ended up splitting into different groups. So I went into a group of 3, made 4, and our topics or our interests were a bit off, and it was a bit interesting. So we did have to talk and really figure out what we wanted to talk about, and somehow one person was asking, what are your experiences with learning Japanese? What was an issue you had when you got here? Because that was kind of what we were wanting to look at, the demographic. And, my issue was I didn't understand what they were asking when they said, ofukuro ga irimasu ka? Which is, do you need a plastic bag? I didn't know what that meant when I first got here. So that was an idea, and then somehow the topic of food restrictions came up, and we decided to just end up doing allergies and how to order food if you have an allergy, which is actually kind of important and necessary to know, right? If you do have an allergy. So we did that. We discussed. It was a bit hard to discuss because everyone's going, off tangent. It was a little bit interesting. But we did go through. I think that day we finished the presentation. One person did have to work extra time, and I did help them a little bit, but it was, yeah. That was the first week. Really 4 days of us being there. A lot has been going on. Then on Monday, we had to present our research, or our presentation. So we were split in the morning and afternoon, and we were in the second group to go, and our presentation went okay, but I was really impressed with everyone, because everybody's presentation was very specific, like how to order food and how to specifically order a set meal food, what to do in a combini, cultural stuff, like I forget what it was, but it was really cool. Even like a lesson on rock, paper, scissors and other games for elementary school students. Very interesting, and I was very impressed with all of the topics that people had. In both sessions, there was also the option for some people to be the masters of ceremony, the MC, or in Japanese, the shikai. So I've done that before when I was at my other kenshu, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So me and 2 other people made sure to track the time of each presentation and give an intro and outro to each presentation, and also give a little thanks at the end. So that's what I did, and that was really cool. Great team that I had, and that was it. And that was that. I think after that we celebrated with hamazushi, which is good. I booked hamazushi, which is always recommended because it's always busy when you don't want it to be, or when you don't expect it. So did that, had a good dinner, and yeah. Then the last day, we had a little class on just reflections of how it went. Oh my goodness, how it went. And it was interesting. Well, what was it? They have drafted a document, or created a document, I guess, that has JETs who are now English or Japanese teachers. So you can contact them. You had the ability to contact them. It was basically a networking document. So that was really great. So I found 2 people that I was interested in contacting, and I have contacted one of them so far, and I'm excited to continue talking with them to figure out the processes that they took to become a Japanese teacher, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that was the first class, and then the second half was us being finished. Really, we took a picture with the teachers, had a break, got on our suits, and went to the big hall again to get our certificates. It was like a little graduation ceremony, a Sotsugoshiki, and that was really nice. We each got our certificate and each had another picture, and took a lot of pictures after together, and that was a training. Now I will talk a little bit about what happened in between classes, because I think that was more important for sure. The group of people that were at this training were all amazing, and there were 32 people, and I was immediately impressed because this first day I noticed that a lot of us were just talking Japanese, even outside the class, which is not normal. I feel like we tend to resort back to English, our native language, or if you're not, English is the lingua franca, so a lot of people just resort to that. But we spoke in Japanese a lot, and I was very impressed by that. also 32 people, like you might be cliquey. And there was like some people that I feel like hung out a lot together, me included. I hung out with more people than other people, but we weren't that cliquey. Like I would hang out with different groups, and we went to Yokohama one time. Some of us went to Yokohama, that kind of stuff. And the facilities, the building was very great in helping facilitate our connection with each other, because they had a free karaoke box on the 3rd floor and a ping pong table, which I never thought I would be excited about. But oh my gosh, I played ping pong almost every day, and twice, like I would go at lunch, I would go after, and I was just hooked on ping pong. It was crazy. I don't know what happened. I've never been interested in ping pong at all, but I was so invested, and I was so excited to play ping pong, and it was great. There was a good group of us that were really interested in playing, and we would just like go at 8:30 until 10 when it closed and just play table tennis. And I had such a great time. And even during lunch break, the 2 of our teachers would come and we would play with them too, and other staff members, and that was so fun, so great. Other things that we would do, well, we went to the park often. We would get like a little snack and then all walk to the park and just be like little students. Like some of us are like, 30, maybe older than that, but we're just enjoying life in Saitama. Like I went down a slide for kids, and I went down like 10 times. It was so fun. And yeah, so the connection that we made was very good, and I'm certain that I will meet a lot of them again. And even though we made a line group chat at the start, which I think if you are taking this training or doing other training, it's good to make a group chat immediately, for sure. I'm really glad that we did that, because we were able to just like share things, like, hey, I'm going to go here, who wants to come, that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was really good. So yeah, even though the training is done now, we're still texting, and we're like, oh, like I miss training. I miss eating lunch. I miss doing badminton. I miss doing table tennis, that kind of stuff. So that is a great testament to how this training was. I don't think anyone cried, which is a big thing, because the other training that I went to, I almost cried. For sure. It was terrifying. So hard. But this is great. The teachers have had great energy. Were very funny. It was a great time. Great time. So if you are in Japan, if you are part of the JET program and you see this opportunity, do it. Even if you have a little bit of an inkling that you might want to be a Japanese teacher, I suggest you take this course. For sure. It's so great. Anyways, that's it for me. So I will let you go, and I will see you later.